Welcome to the Watchers. We are the Watchers. I'm Victoria Burt with Killer Shot Film.
And I'm Kevin Marable with blackscript.com.
Hey, Kev.
Hey, what's going on, Victoria? How you
I don't
doing?
know when the last time I saw you was. We
Just the
last
other
night
day.
we were just yesterday. Let's pay some attention to the fact that we're on Patreon, right? So we're asking people to come on over, go to YouTube, but come on over and subscribe on Patreon. It really helps us. It really helps us as we try to grow this podcast.
Yeah, so support.
Yeah. And so today we're going to be talking about two movies.
We have The Running Man and we have Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. You want to start with The Running Man?
Yeah, so The Running Man, as you all know, is a remake or a reimagining of the Stephen King original starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, from 1987, I want to say. And, just to give the premise, in the near future, The Running Man is the top-rated show on a television, a deadly competition where contestants must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins. And
Did you see the original?
I did see the original. I grew up on the original. I love the original. I was really hoping that Edgar Wright was going to do it justice, because I hate when they do remakes and they ruin it.
Yeah.
So I went into this, with expectations high. I knew it was going to be action packed. There's these games that you can play to earn money, set in the dystopian future.
Yeah.
And because they're kind of down on their luck and they, strapped for cash and they need money, Ben decides to go out and participate in some games. And he wasn't expecting to join the Running Man, but lo and behold, he ends up on the Running Man.
Yeah, okay, so I saw the original one too, based on Stephen King's book, the original Running Man, right, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Richard Dawson, I believe, was the Cole Domingo character, right? Yes,
I believe so.
And I think actually they split that character up because Richard Dawson played both the producer and the ringleader of, the host. Right. And in this, they split up Josh Brolin and Cole Domingo. And I liked that, actually. There were a lot of differences in this version that I liked. Why don't we do this? Did you like it? Did you feel it was watchable? Because I'm ready to tell you.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was watchable. There was just enough action in it for me. There were a few things that I didn't like, and I wish they had either not done it at all, or maybe cut down on it. But overall, I think it was enjoyable.
Yeah, here comes the curse word. Fucking loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. I mean, I didn't. Okay, just to give you the way I went into this movie, I had just seen Now You See Me, Now You Don't, right? Which is the second movie we're going to talk about today.
Right.
And I think I was even texting you. I was like, because I didn't know if I was going to get to see it if I didn't go. I was like, man, can I pull this off, And I was so glad I did, because it was something so enjoyable about how angry he was. You know what I mean? Like, I really identified with that rage. Like, it just, I found it really enjoyable in that sense. And I didn't know that they had changed some of the premises in the movie, right? So I didn't know that, like,
kind of make it more current, I believe.
Well, not just that, they took it from, and I don't remember, I didn't read the book, so I don't know if, like, in the book it's 30 days, but in the original movie it's not 30 days. I think it's like, if it's a day, it doesn't feel like it's 30 days, right? And I don't believe there was a wife in the original, because he was like a cop and he was the butcher of Baker Street or something like that, and they faked footage of him gunning down people, if you remember, in the original one.
Yeah, I don't think there was a wife either. I'm trying to recall.
Yeah, it was a punishment for in the first one, right? He was like, people are punished, and they go. That's why they go on the Running Man to be, I think, freed, or whatever. And this one, the signing up was such an interesting such an interesting concept, because it also, like, it goes in line with The Long Walk, right?
Yes.
Which is another Stephen King book
Yes.
that we both saw that, right? We just both
We
didn't,
did.
we just didn't talk about it. Well, maybe we'll just talk about both. Who cares? But The Long Walk he wrote one of his early books. He wrote it about, it was a treatise on Vietnam and young boys going off to war.
Right.
But in that short story as well, or in that story as well, and in the movie, they sign up because of the desire for money, right?
Right.
And
right.
the same thing with
Here.
The Running Man, they sign up. Like, the other two characters that were his cohorts literally signed up. Now, you said you didn't think that he wanted to be on The Running Man.
Well, that's how he presented it, and that's how he presented it
I
to his
didn't believe
wife.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as he's sitting at home, once he gets fired, he's sitting at home, he's watching the game shows, he's answering the questions correctly. A lot of what I do when I'm home early and I, cut off the TV and I'll blurt out the answers, and 9 times out of 10 I'm right.
You're like, I can do Jeopardy.
Right. And so you kind of get that sense of, I can go on this show and I can win.
Yeah.
This is easy.
See, I don't know, because they gave a couple of like cutaways of him looking at the trailer.
He was intrigued by it, but he was like, these guys are crazy. I would never.
I know he said that, but
yeah,
I don't know. I was kind of like, I think it's like, the entire time he was there, I know he claimed to be seeking the other, quiz show. I don't know. It didn't seem like that's really the outcome he wanted. But they didn't. They allude to the fact that he was trying to get on somewhere else, so he accidentally fell into this thing, right?
Well, even when he was, when he went down there to sign up for the game show, and he makes it all the way through the line and makes it to the front teller, and in the future they showcase all of your business on Front Street in that, they're on the glass, and it shows that he has some sort of ding on his record, and he's saying, hey, what's this ding? And the guy behind the glass ignores him at first, and I believe he finally says what it is, and it makes Ben Richards irate, and then at which point the guards come and beat him up or tase him. I can't remember exactly what they did to him, but and then make him go back to the back of the line. And because of the ding on his record and the way he reacted, Josh Brolin, who plays Dan Killian, sees that footage and decides to kind of move him from one game show to another. That's how they show it in the film. I know you're not buying.
I don't know. I just, I think they just gave us enough cutaways of that show to sort of like, I don't know. I mean, that was just my impression, and they kept his intentions really pure. Doing it for my baby, I'm doing it for my wife, I'm doing it for my family.
Right.
They're
trying to make him have integrity and
integrity. Yeah. So he signs up. He's forced to sign the contract, right? Because right. And Josh Brolin was brilliant.
Yeah.
Just brilliant. He was funny. He was dastardly. He was
I love the zingers. There's a lot of zingers in this film.
Yeah.
In the writing. I thought that was pretty clever. And they even made Ben like have the no nonsense, and Josh like didn't care. He loved it. It amped him up.
Yeah.
Even more. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you produce television, all you care about is what's going to keep the viewers, right? And the ratings. And when he told him, this is a little crass, but he was like, take your penis out and shake it at the camera or whatever he said. You didn't say it like that, but don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that. Right. But I also really liked that they had that thing where he had to record, like, because I produced reality shows for a very long time. And those video check-ins, those confessionals, things like that are really a big part of reality shows. Right. And I thought that was such an interesting tactic to make him not just disappear, you
Right.
know, because like, why not just go into a hole?
Yeah,
Right?
but see that kind of takes the fun out of it, and it makes it harder for the show to be able to follow you. If you
Yeah.
don't do the check-in, then they don't. It makes it harder for them to pinpoint where you're at, and they
Yeah.
can go based off of your surroundings and figure out where you are. Besides
But he had
what
the
we
thing
find out
on.
later. Well, we find out also later that there was a DNA tracker.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
I mean, like if you had my Apple Watch on, they'd be able to find me. But he
Right,
had on, you know, the thing on his, you know,
right.
clock for the messages, and on his hand for the messages. So I was sort of like, I don't know why anybody thinks they wouldn't be able to find him. Like I would automatically assume that they would. And
Well, I did too.
yeah.
But you know, when you get a little more immersed into the story, and you know, obviously he's in there with two other people that make it to the end, that make it to you know,
Yeah, that was
three
those were ridiculous
contestants.
characters.
You said they were really what?
They were ridiculous characters. I just
What?
ignored them.
Yeah, because I felt that was a little lazy. I felt
Yeah,
like it could
I
have
agree with you. Of
been stronger there
course.
to make the
Yeah.
hunt that much more strong. But
Yeah.
you know, obviously they wanted to focus and hone in on Ben
But
Richards more than anybody.
right, and why not make it, and that was the thing about the Running Man in the 80s was they were
Mhm.
in sort of like a maze, right? Like in like a
Yeah.
gladiator stadium, so they were stuck together,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Um Here they were immediately dispersed, so why even have them? Like
Yeah.
just make there be one Running Man, right?
Right.
But they needed to show that they will kill,
Right.
right? Again, if you look at like the Long Walk, right?
Mhm.
There were 50 characters, right?
Right.
But they showed us maybe like 14 really well,
Right. Mhm.
and they killed off one of them immediately
Yeah.
just to say this is what happens,
Yeah,
right?
got to raise the stakes and show you that it's
Immediately.
serious.
Yeah. So, you know, I thought, yeah, I get why I can't remember the character's name, but, you know, the one that was sort of Durfy, I don't even know if that's a
Right.
word, but, you know, um, he was at like a Wawa's or something. You know what I mean? I was like, what is going on? Is this not,
Asking you know, for the girl's
do,
number.
do you know who I am? Like, what? I was so perplexed by that.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it was like those other two characters were in a different TV show. It
Mhm.
was like they were on, you know, Running Man Gone Wild, right?
Right,
This one is
right,
like trying to pick up chicks, and the other one is trying to pick up chicks,
right.
right? So, you know, I was like, she's in the strip club. I'm like, what is happening? I am so confused. But honestly, I was having so much fun
Oh, yeah, it was still
that I didn't
great.
even care. Yeah,
Right, it was still great, and it was enjoyable, even through those things that could have been done better, I think,
yeah.
but,
What? So you said there were things you didn't like. You want to tell me what those were?
uh, so, obviously, I didn't like the 2 other players,
Yeah,
um,
I didn't even think about that honestly until I just said
yeah,
it right now. Right. Go ahead.
and then, you know, I get, you know, you gotta stay confined within that world, within that realm.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't run away far enough. They didn't go far. Like
Mm.
none of them, including Ben Richards. Like they stayed
Didn't he
in
go to
there.
another town?
Yes and no. When they started to get close on his trail, and those cameras started to follow him, and he hopped into the rich girl or the privileged girl's car. Um, then at that point, he kind of went more to the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, I think he also was referred to go to the character Michael Cera plays, Elton
Oh,
Parakis's house. So that's
fantastic.
probably as far out that he goes.
Yeah.
But other than that, the initial part of the film when they're, you know, free to disperse and hide, they
Mm-hmm.
stay within the city. They don't go outside of their area.
And they
Ben,
had 24 hours, if I remember correctly, right? If I
right,
had
and
24 hours to
they
win
had a
millions of
chance.
dollars.
Yeah, they had a chance to like change up their look and the disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Ben was the only one that really did that.
Yeah,
You
nobody else was really playing this game. That
know,
was
no,
really funny.
yeah,
And also, you know, like I said, I did go. I gave this movie so much grace because I was having fun, but I was like, why
yeah,
is he still in the city? Right? Okay. So then he goes to. I thought William H. Macy was fantastic as
Yeah,
that
I like
character.
William H.
That
Macy.
was so great. I loved his side people. I loved Macy. I loved the guy that you interviewed. You know, the sort of like revolutionary guy with all the information and the Underground Railroad of it all. And
Yeah.
Then when he went to the house, Michael Cera's character and his mother.
His mother.
Like every single character that he met along every little, I enjoyed thoroughly. I really thought that and I liked how they raised the stakes with the wife, like, because
Yeah.
it was believable, right, that he would think
Right.
that he killed him. I thought the hunters were badass.
Yeah, Lee Pace. He played Evan McCone with the mask on.
Badass. And that one little one, the first one that died, he looked like he was from Fight Club for some reason. I don't think he was, but he looked like the young kid from
Fight Club. You know what? He did.
He did, right? You know what I'm talking about?
That, yes.
Yeah. But I liked the people who were hunting him.
Me too.
Yeah. And
that really made it exciting.
Yeah.
I like Coleman Domingo's character.
He was fantastic.
Bobby Thompson.
Yeah.
He gave that, I don't give a shit kind of attitude towards
he was fantastic.
Dan Killian.
Yeah. And I liked his wife, Jamie. Is it Jamie Lawson? Yeah, she was great. Mm-hmm. My favorite scene in the movie was when he was in that hotel.
Don't tell me when he escaped through the window. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Oh man,
I can't help it.
And to be honest,
he's a fit man. I was like,
I believe, not to burst your bubble, but I believe a part of that is CGI, because I saw some behind the scene pictures on X, which is, used to be Twitter, and he had on some draws. So
that's just hateful. It's just hateful.
But yeah,
I like that scene and Michael Cera's house. All that in Michael Cera's house are my favorite scenes.
Everything about Michael Cera's, that part with Michael Cera was good, and to not talk about the hot dog stand.
Everything, every single thing. But why couldn't he talk about the hot dog stand?
Oh man,
there was no reason. They never like paid that off.
I think it was owned by his dad, and something happened.
Oh, right. Oh God, you're right. I forgot. Yeah. Right. And he used to be X, and then he had to come. He quit the police, and then he had to. He was right. Now you now I'm remembering. I'm sorry about that. I forgot. You did pay it off, movie people. Sorry. But the movie suffered. One of the things that I didn't like is that I felt that the movie suffered from bullets don't hit people. It was the Star Wars thing. I'm like, there was a lot of guns going off.
And nobody got shot. Yeah.
Except for spoilers. Michael Cera got shot. And
not even his mother. He pushed her into the closet
and she be shot. Not for nothing. She was just that screeching person,
Right, yeah.
I was sitting in the movie theater and I thought, again, this is another movie. I thought, man, this is political.
Yes, very.
This is political. And
I'm starting to learn that a lot of the content that Stephen King wrote had a lot of political references and metaphors and whatnot.
Allegories, all of it. He's got all of it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's I think that it was heavy-handed at some points, but I didn't mind it because they had earned it in my opinion. By the end, jumping all the way to the end, when the character Daniel Ezra, they played Daniel, right? When he was, that last sort of speech that he gave where he was like, corporate blah blah, television blah blah, networks blah blah. I was like, okay, we got it. I got it. We had that message a couple of times at that point, and and I also, you have kids. But I was sitting there going, would I do this? You know what I mean? Like, I guess I would imagine you would. You would risk your life for your children.
In that world, yes,
Yeah.
because it seemed like that was the norm, and
Yeah.
within the confines of that world, it had gotten to a point to where, in order to make the kind of money that you needed to make, you had to go on to one of these game shows. It's almost like winning the lottery, or watching, the people who are not necessarily more successful, but do well.
Yeah.
A lot of the people who make it out of their situation.
But do people make it out of this situation? I don't even know. Like, it was very much Hunger Games, right? It was very
Yeah,
much like District
yeah,
X, District,
right.
one, all that kind of stuff. And, you got the impression that it was the gig was rigged. Doesn't sound
Mhm,
familiar at all.
mhm,
And that the poor stay poor and the rich get richer, right?
right.
Um,
And that the media controls the narrative.
yeah, and that the media controls the narrative. That was really very powerful for me as someone who worked in the media.
Mm,
And and especially now that we have so much curated news where people are getting news from very narrow sources,
right.
that I mean, the idea of the news organization changing the video was shocking back when the movie first came out, right? But
Mhm.
now what's shocking about it, how much easier it is to do now,
Yeah, yeah,
right? How
yeah.
much easier it is to do
That
now.
that that little AI clip when he was cussing Dan Killian out, and then
Yeah,
they
within
replayed it, and
seconds. Yeah.
he said something else.
Yeah, within seconds. So let's get to the plane. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so he meets the girl, he leaves Michael's house, and
Hmm.
you know, again, it's a helicopter. Why couldn't Okay, it couldn't kill him because they wanted to keep the ratings going,
Right.
right? Okay.
Right.
But I was like, there's like at a certain point, I started to ask myself, okay, first of all, could this show really exist?
No.
I don't know. I don't
Were
know.
they actively showing people die on television? I don't
I
know.
wonder.
For money?
I
I
don't
don't.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know that show at the beginning
Right.
with the overweight gentleman on the treadmill. I
That's
could see
stuff
something
like
like
that.
that
Yes.
happening, right?
Yes. And that's
How
very
far
Black.
away are we from
That's
that?
very Black Mirror-ish. The one
Yeah,
episode where the guy is like torturing himself or
yeah,
like mutilating himself to earn money on camera. That
yeah,
things like that you can see happening. Whether it's on the regular TV or on the dark web or whatever the case may be. Who's to say it's not already happening? We don't know.
right. I
Yeah.
just felt like I don't know and I don't mean in the sense that, okay, here's what I mean specifically. I don't think it's going to be aired on network television, right?
Right.
But how much people would devour it is what I'm saying.
Oh,
I
yes.
feel that it
Yeah.
would be, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, it
because
would be
when you think about like
wildly entertaining.
yeah, Squid
Yes.
Game, right?
Yes. Yeah.
People were I know that there were meetings trying to figure out how to do that show. And then they did. They did a real
Right.
life Squid Game, right?
Yeah,
But
they did 2 of them. The
yes,
second season just came out. Yeah.
right. So I don't know. If in 10 years they figure out a way to say to some people who are incarcerated, you can get off death row if you do these games. It wouldn't shock me in the least, is
Mm.
all I'm saying. You
So
remember when we talk about things and I make a prediction and
right.
then you text me and you're
And
like, oh my
yeah,
God.
a day later it
A
comes
day
true.
later, the news came. So just to give you backstory, we were talking about Wicked, and I said, I guarantee you there's somewhere somebody's having a meeting about how do we make this a TV series. And
Right.
you texted me today and you were like, oh my God.
They're literally working on it right now as we
Yeah.
speak.
I'm no genius. That's just obvious. Um, but I really identify. I was really surprised this movie didn't do as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was Now You See Me, Now You Don't actually beat it.
Which was to me was surprising. I thought it
I
would
was
be the other way
surprised.
around.
So did I.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I can't tell you. I don't know why.
Uh,
Glenn Powell was utterly charming. I thought the acting was fun. I thought it was just a romp. But maybe that's my twisted,
yeah. I
sense.
will say in today's world, maybe I don't watch enough TV to notice,
Mhm,
but I don't see too many movie trailer commercials anymore. I get a lot of my trailers online or
mhm.
through the channels that actively showcase what's coming next and so on and so forth. So maybe it was something to do with how they marketed and promoted the film, and they just didn't really put a lot of dollars behind it. They
You know
were
what I actually think I read? I think I read that Running Man actually moved its drop
release
its
date.
release date to not compete with
Wicked.
Predator Badlands.
Well,
They
that makes
shifted
sense
it
too.
down,
Yeah,
right? That makes sense.
yeah,
But they underestimated
right,
Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
right.
And they weren't gonna mess with Wicked, right?
No, yeah.
Right.
They had a very
So
small window.
but I mean, I don't know what's coming. I don't know what's coming out. I think like Zootopia is coming out next. That's
Mhm,
huge. But is the
right.
same person that's going to Zootopia going to be going to the Running Man? I mean,
No.
no, I don't.
And
Um,
everybody had to move out of the way for Avatar as well.
right. Get out. Wait.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I think they were running into some scheduling problems, and obviously they must have had some sort of marketing thing go on
Mhm.
that didn't hit, because this seems to me like it would be huge.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised by its numbers. Let me
yeah.
see where it is now.
I think it'll do better once it lands on video on demand, and I would be I'm willing to bet that it'll probably stay on video on demand for quite some time before it becomes available on a streamer for people to consume. I
Oh
think
wait,
they're still going to work to try to make their money back.
yeah,
And then, maybe January, February, they'll release it on streamers. But they're going to try to make, as much money back as they possibly can.
yeah. That's
And I felt like Edgar Wright did it justice.
yeah. I thought it was great.
Right.
I really did.
There was, a few Easter eggs in there. I don't know if you noticed the $100 bill with Arnold Schwarzenegger's face
I
on
did.
it. And
Yeah,
yeah.
I did. I did notice it.
And then
Was there another one?
I want to say they were passing one of the street signs or billboards, and it was in Derry, Maine. Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, there was little nods in there to Stephen King and his the whole Stephen King universe.
Okay, so tell me what you didn't like about the end, in the plane.
The way it's just the way it ended, and I hate to give away a full spoiler.
Okay, spoilers. I mean, the whole
But
thing's spoilers.
with Lee Pace, who plays Evan McCone,
Uh-huh.
he had already revealed himself at that point. And it comes down to the fact that he was the original Running Man, and
Uh-huh. I mean, but who cares, right?
Dan Killian is forcing him to do this in order for him to keep his family alive or something like that. And now it's your turn. I just didn't like that premise. The girl sitting off in the corner after they pretended to say that she had a weapon in her purse.
Uh-huh.
And not much was happening there. It just didn't seem believable. And
Because
then
they weren't in the Gladiator Stadium. So they
right,
had to come up with some way,
yeah,
right, that they were confined.
right,
Why?
yeah.
Why did it need to be
I
confined?
would have been satisfied with him just finding his way back to
Of
the
course.
studio
Of
and
course.
approaching Dan Killian,
Of
and
course.
that be the ending.
And he also didn't really, that character did not get his full comeuppance. It did not feel like they
No,
really, at first I thought, oh, they're just not going to do it and it's going to be a part 2. That's what I literally thought. I
me
thought part
too.
2 was going to be hunting him down.
Me too. I
And,
thought that
and
they were building up to that, and
yeah,
they were going to find a way to, keep this franchise going.
yeah,
But no.
but I left happy. I have to
Yeah, I
say.
was satisfied.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It's just I wish it had a different ending for me.
So did you have an idea of what you would have wanted to have seen?
Yeah, just, like I said, I wish he would have just made it back to the studio and approached Dan Killian that way. Because early in the film he said, I'm going to get the pleasure. I can't wait to get the pleasure to come and kick your ass.
Pay that off.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they pay that off? I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not going to be less in love with it because despite what you say, there were things that were very attractive about the movie.
Right.
And
I'm sure.
He's a charming guy. I enjoyed watching him.
He's a good actor. He always does well in all his movies.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't need to be seen in the theater.
No, I think this is something that you can definitely stream at home and enjoy.
Yeah. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll talk magic.
Now you see me, now you don't.
I was really excited about this next movie.
I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I was excited about it, but I was happy to see another one come out of the series.
Yeah, I was huge. I will rewatch that first movie.
The first one was
over and over and over and over again.
Right.
I love every single thing about it.
Right.
And just for sheer continuity, I will continue to the second one, which wasn't as good. But I will just watch it because I love the characters. Over the years, I've gotten more and more in. I started to like the second one more and more. You know what I mean? So, when I first watched, I hated the Lizzie Kaplan character, but and I just started to love it. You know what I mean? I loved her, and I loved the sort of silliness of it. This is going to contain spoilers. Okay, so if you haven't seen that movie either, come back on another day.
I think we're just going to give up spoilers in all of our.
I know. I just I don't know the purpose of a podcast about a movie unless it's.
You got to talk about it.
Unless you're just going to say it was great, and I say it was great. All right, you want to run through the cast?
Yes, so the cast is Jesse Eisenberg, who plays J. Daniel Atlas. Justice Smith plays Charlie. Dominic Sessa plays Bosco. Dave Franco plays Jack Wilder. Morgan Freeman as Thaddeus Bradley. Isla Fisher as Henley Reeves. Ariana Greenblatt as June. Rosamund Pike is Victoria Vanderberg. Woody Harrelson.
Veronica.
Is it Veronica or Victoria?
Yeah, I'm Victoria, and so I know it wasn't Victoria.
Okay, Veronica Vanderberg. I'm sorry.
Well, even in the movies, they get us. I get called Veronica all the time. Do you know that?
Do you really?
Yes. The V names, we always get confused. Go ahead.
Right. We got Woody Harrelson as Merritt McKinney. Justice. Oh, I put that in there twice. So Mark Ruffalo as Dylan Rhodes and Lizzie Kaplan. Believe it or not, on Google, looking up the cast, Lizzie Kaplan is just Lizzie Kaplan.
What do you mean? She doesn't. The character doesn't have a name. Isn't it Leela?
It might be Leela.
I feel like it's Leela.
Yeah. So Lizzie, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I loved you in it.
Yes. I like Lizzie Kaplan.
Oh my God, she's great. Yeah. Yeah. So I can probably look it up in.
But on Google, I looked up the cast. Everybody had a name except for Lizzie Kaplan.
Oh, that poor character. I thought she was great, by the way. Too. Yeah. I thought her return was fantastic.
Yeah, and I thought all of their returns.
Lula. I looked up Now You See Me Too. Lula.
Yes, Lula. That's right.
So if the first one is a 10,
yes,
and the second one is, as I warm to it, a 5 or 6. I warm to it greatly. Would you give it that?
I'd give this one around a 6.5.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't do it. No.
What do you listen? That's why we have two different takes.
I'm shocked.
So I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, but you would give this a 6 if we were 1 to 10.
It's not 10.
No, okay, of course not. Okay, I'm not ridiculous, right?
I would say 6.5 on the verge of 7, but it's not quite there yet.
Okay, not quite there. I'm gonna say that the first one is a 10. The second one is like a 5, and this one is like a 7.
Right, and so that's why I rank it higher than the second one.
Okay,
It's
you said
higher.
5. I was like aghast.
No, I know. It's between 6 and 7. I said 6.5.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. By the time we finish, I want to see if your recollection.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Because sometimes that'll happen. I'll like sort of change my mind about things mid conversation.
Mhm.
Do you want to take a shot at the plot?
Yeah, absolutely. The
She was a plot, honey.
Well, this one is kind of a short plot. With at
Oh,
least the log line or what they give
okay.
is kind of short. So it just says the four horsemen and a new generation of illusionists join forces to steal the world's largest diamond from a South African mogul who heads an international crime syndicate.
It's great. It's a great log line.
It
Quite
is.
frankly.
To
Great
be
log
able
line.
to wrap it all up in
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was about. I mean,
Yeah.
minus the spoilers. You know, him being a great heir to the family.
Yeah. You gave away a
You didn't need
serious
that.
spoiler.
Yeah, that was I said spoiler. I can cut it
Right.
out. If you know,
No. That's good.
Here's the things I'll tell you. Here are the things that I loved about it.
Okay.
I loved that Rosamund Pike was in full. She was full
Yes.
villain.
Yes.
She was full Bond.
She played the
villain.
part. Yes.
She was in it. She was Lethal Weapon Part 2 when he was like Africa. You know, like it's just fantastic.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed her. And I liked the new horseman, the new illusionist.
Yeah, I like them too. Yeah.
And I loved seeing the original.
Mhm.
And the magic didn't feel believable.
Mhm.
But I enjoyed their playfulness going down the road. Right.
Yes.
So like that's what I really enjoyed. Now,
those are actually my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah, their interactions with each other, like I felt like they were enjoying themselves on the set.
Yes.
It's so funny. As I say this, I'm about to break down what I didn't like about it. Yikes. So
see, here we go.
So what I didn't like about it, and then I'll let you go. I thought the magic was not great because it felt like just movie stuff. Like if you watched the first one, you felt like the hand magic, the card magic,
It was all
somehow it earned the believability, and for some
Yes.
reason this time it didn't feel like it.
Yes. So one of their largest tricks, obviously, is to steal the diamond, and it's not as strong when they have to go back and show you how they did it.
But they did that with all the movies.
They did, but the way that they orchestrated how they actually got the diamond out of the case and into the hands of Justice Charlie, right? I could not believe I could not buy that in a room full of people. As valuable as that diamond is, I could not see it get passed along that many times in the way that it did without it being seen or noticed.
I mean, it suffers the same issues as the second one with the card that was. I don't even want to talk about that scene with the card, but because that's just silly, right? And you just you let it go because you just don't it's not even suspension of disbelief; it's suspension of this is bullshit, and I also that strange credulity, right? The idea that this bigger than my heart. It was so big, right?
Yeah. It's like the size of
like a head, like a small head, right? I could think like a cantaloupe. That's
right. Yes.
Right. And they were so willy-nilly about its security, right? That was sort of but I also felt like the stakes are so low because they're gonna win.
Yes.
Right? Like they're not gonna do a movie, even more spoiler. Even with Morgan Freeman being shot and dying, which
man.
now we don't even know. I don't know. Did he really die? Did we see? He was just sitting there on the chair.
I was a little upset about that. I was like, no.
I don't know if he really died.
Not
They
Morgan.
didn't show a funeral. Why wouldn't they show a funeral?
They had to get out of there.
No, but I'm saying like after the fact, wouldn't they have paid homage and had a memorial and raised a glass to him?
Yeah.
right? Everything is illusion, right?
Right. They just killed him off, or they just said,
I
"Oh,
don't think
he
he's
died."
dead.
Yeah.
I don't think he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it. But even like how he died, it was like he was just like sitting on a wall. No, and I don't think he died in the movie, so
right.
you can
Yeah.
rest assured. So all right, so let's so I didn't feel the stakes were strong.
Mm-hmm.
And but let's think about how it starts, right? So it starts with the fake horseman, and thank God, because again, I was watching going, what is
like,
this?
what's happening?
What is this? Did they de-age them? And it's like I was sitting in that movie theater like, oh no.
Yeah.
So I was so
worried.
That was their best magic trick, quite frankly, because I was like, oh, fun. You
Well, yes,
me.
yes.
You know what I mean?
That was the best magic trick that you could visually see as it's happening, I would say. I like the effect of them all morphing into the guy.
Totally fun. But I mean, like, obviously, no, I mean, they tricked me the most by making me think that they had bad CGI at the beginning. That's what I mean.
Got it.
But what I'm saying is, okay, so that their first magic trick is where they're jumping into each other's bodies, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
Like, we can all agree that really can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it really, they didn't earn that. Like in the first movie, they built up to someone falling into pieces or someone disappearing into the ground, right? They built up to that. Here, they just start out with things that are actually absurd, right? So to me, I was sort of like, okay, let it go. So that first scene, I liked that. I liked the reassembling and everybody having gotten a card, right?
Right.
I enjoyed that, and I never saw it coming that it was the kid. I never saw
me either. So that was one of the things that I was going to say. I was pleasantly surprised about that, because I thought that I was going to figure it out.
Yeah, and I liked that.
I thought it was fun, but how they all reconnected wasn't as believable to me.
How so?
Where as they're escaping with the diamond, then one pops up out of nowhere, like, oh, the Dave Franco character, what are you doing here? And he's like, I heard that,
I got a card, right?
Yeah, I got a card, and and then they as you said, they all reassembled, and it was like one by one. But I know they have to find a way to bring them all back.
And they're trying to do that same magic that they did with the first one, right?
Right.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I know. Now they have to do a second trick with this woman, right? Because they have to break out Woody Harrelson's character and Dave Franco's character right out of the jail.
Right.
And that's when Lula comes back. I thought that was really fun.
Now her return was good.
Yeah. And I liked her energy and her chemistry with Franco. I thought that they had a nice chemistry, and I like that little story, like they broken up and they're gonna get back together. That was really cute. That felt like honest and earned. And then they have to steal the diamond again. How many times are you gonna play a trick on the same person?
Right.
That's why I was like, at what point is the bad guy gonna really bad? I liked the little trick they pulled with her in the sandstorm. I liked that, right?
Yeah, that was good.
It was sort of reminiscent of 1 and 2, right?
Right.
And they got me. I really honestly thought she was going into they got me. So I was like, oh, you got me, you got me.
I don't know how they got away with not having the crowd make noise.
Well, she was in a car.
True, she was in a car, which goes into the the
and then she was in like a you're not
vault,
wrong.
almost.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but like
I know I dissected a little too much.
You went in hard on them. Yeah. Do you like the Magic House sequence?
I did. That was one of my favorite parts. The overall, the magic was the selling points for me. The things that I remained intrigued about. And when they did go to the House of Magic, I forgot what they called it. But when they did go to that house, I loved all of the optical illusions of you go into that one room where one person goes small and the other person gets big, and then they cross paths and you can see the difference. And then the upside down room, I liked all of that.
Yeah, that was clever. It was fun.
Right. And it was all interesting. It played into the wonder of magic and being, having your eyes deceive you and all of that good stuff. Right. And it
I
also
wanted
told a
more
little
of it.
history. Yeah. And it also told a little history of magicians and,
Yeah.
old magic tricks that were, considered like classic magic tricks.
Yeah.
So
I wanted more of it. I
Yeah.
wanted more of the magic. Like
Right. And that's really what I was looking for in this movie, for it to have been ranked higher. The things that made me bring it down to a 6.5 is, like you said, some of the scenes could have been cut a little shorter when they were escaping from the jail and the young girl got into the fight. With
the parkour.
Right. All of that could have kind of been shortened a little bit. And then when he stole the car, I was like, come on.
That unnecessary.
Yeah. And then lastly, when they were trapped in that cage, and then it was the diamond ring, and she just scratching the diamond ring on the glass.
Why did we need that scene? Wet glass, wet sand. Why did we need that scene?
So those were the things that was like, oh man, you ruined it here.
I don't know. I felt the ensemble could have easily been a nightmare, but it wasn't. I felt like there was a lot of characters that really worked well together.
Right. I like it's kind of like the passing of the baton. It's the old
totally
and the new.
Totally.
It's making the way for, obviously they're making a fourth. They're
Are they? Was that announced?
Okay. Yes. They're in talks of making a fourth one, especially off of
how well it did.
Right, of the just the opening week numbers.
I always like to tell you about my movie theater. The movie theater was packed.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was sitting on one side, I was sitting next to a girl who looked like she was in her 20s. She was there by herself too. And these two guys that were probably in their 20s, maybe almost 30s. They weren't quite finance bros, but they looked like IT bros, right?
Yeah.
And as soon as it ended, I was like, what did you think of it? And she's like, I loved it. Like, she loved it.
Right.
And then I thought, let me ask these two guys, because I didn't know if they were too cool for, whether they liked it. So I was like getting my stuff and I was like, what did you guys think of that? Like, we loved it. I was like, interesting. So, is it watchable? 100%.
Yeah,
100.
I would say it's watchable, but again, it's another movie that you don't necessarily have to run to the theater to see.
No. If you miss it in the theaters, you're not gonna enjoy it any less. I don't think so. If you got a nice 60-inch,
right,
man, you could probably watch that on your iPad and be thoroughly happy. Quite frankly.
And if you didn't watch 1 and 2, you could still, if you saw 1 but didn't see 2, you could still watch this one.
No, I don't agree with you at all.
You don't agree?
I don't.
Really?
Who would Lizzie be?
Oh, well, that's true, because there's certain characters that didn't show. So
I think you need to have the whole sequel, the 2 movies under your belt and going fully armed.
Yeah.
I think that would be maximum enjoyment out of it. It would be like going to Scream and not having seen them.
That's true.
It's legacy characters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The whole fighting between Woody Harrelson and Dave Franco's character and Jesse's character, and all the little,
you got to know the history,
nipping at the buds, nipping at the buds, nipping at their heels,
Right.
Okay,
and
so
why they split to begin with, and then
or you won't even care that they split. And what did you think of the Mark Ruffalo final? At
the end, I thought it was cool.
I didn't know if it was real.
Yeah, and I didn't know if we.
I was like, is that AI? Really? I was like, is this real?
I didn't know if we necessarily needed that.
No, we needed it.
We needed it.
If I was going to be mad,
really,
we did not see. He was the organizer of everything.
I know.
He was the man. He was on the little carousel where he just swooped out. Remember when he I was like, you cannot not have Mark Ruffalo in this.
True. I mean, he didn't show up in person, but true. And then to your point, as far as with Morgan Freeman, The fact that they received that book and it was another eye that had the puzzle in it. The package they received at the end.
That's right. And then Dave Franco's character did it.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering how did they receive that? Was that Mark Ruffalo or was that Morgan Freeman?
You see.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So to your point, maybe.
I bet you. No, he's not dead.
Yeah.
No. No. I'm even more convinced.
Right.
I'm
gonna take your word for it because yesterday you were right. So I'm gonna say you're right.
All right. I really enjoyed talking about these two movies with you. I'm gonna put up our Patreon banner. So please consider visiting us at the Patreon Watchers Podcast page and subscribe. You can also watch our videos on YouTube and on our website. And I don't know what we're watching next.
I don't know either. There are some more movies that are coming, but
Zootopia, a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah,
it's good to see you as always.
Yes, great.
And I'll see you the next time.